You guys might know I'm the CEO of Nitel. Nitel is about a 20-year-old company, and our basic DNA and the foundation of our business is not all that sexy. It's actually network connectivity. It's that darn old last mile access that always causes problems. So these applications we run struggle to make their way to your office. And we have a 20-year experience in providing that last mile network access, providing redundancy, keeping it up and running, and wrapping loads of service around that connectivity. So I just want to talk a little bit first also about kind of the idea of taking a vision, finding your vision, and taking the vision and making it a reality. And it was kind of interesting listening to the conversations around how today happened. And today happened with a thought, a kind of a crazy thought. We're watching a Tyson boxing match, and wouldn't it be cool if we could make that happen? Without hesitation, without all of the burdens of why it might be difficult, the team put together this great event with all the details really thought through, and having this great stage, albeit we're not going to touch the sides. But, and I thought to myself, I love that story, because what that story really talks about is that fulfillment of that unencumbered way of looking at how you bring your visions to life. And at Nitel, that's a lot of our culture. And our culture starts with visions wrapped around conversations with our customers. So it's really great. I mean, the world is doing a lot of really cool stuff. And we have a lot of technology trends that are really interesting to really chase after. And I think this comes from the fact that I've been in the industry a long time, but I've always been in the service end of the business. So I'm an operations person who actually ops people never make it to the top usually, but I don't know how I did it. We're way too practical. And so when I think about my vision always starts with what's important to the customers and what problems are the customers trying to solve. So I've got this network access. I got probably the ugliest piece of all the networks, which is really maintaining all of the complexity of that last mile access and all the upstream applications. And you talk to the customers and you talk to them about what's important. You've got a lot of folks that are running networks. They're running 24/7 by 365. On a good day, no one notices them, and on a bad day, everybody's pounding on them. So how do you make life better for those folks? And so at Nitel, we really looked at how do we add services onto our product lines that are going to make a difference, that are going to make our customers, who are the users, who are the folks running the networks, how do we make their lives better? And we run all the latest and greatest technology over the network, I have no lack of advocacy and enthusiasm around SD-WAN, around network management, around SASE and security. We have high levels of competency in all of those platforms. But when I talk to our customers and our partners, and it's interesting, ARG, I spent a lot of time with the ARG Customer Success Organization and Support Organization, and I've modeled many structures around how we support our customers and how we build data and portals and information and dashboards for our customers based on the input that I've gotten from working hand in hand with the ARG team. And what I found is working with customers. Now, I tend to put my number on all the escalation lists, which nobody in our NOC likes. They're usually like, sometimes I'll be like, how did my number get off of here? But the one thing it does is it keeps me close. It allows me to talk to the customers, not at a time when customers just want to throw roses at you, at a time when a customer is in a most dire situation. That's when they'll call my number. And what helps me then is how do we not only move beyond what's going on right now, but how do we build a system, a support structure that avoids this in the future. And I always find gaps, and those gaps are where the innovation resides. So some of the gaps can be fulfilled with a great org structure. So we've built continuity through all of these support organizations so that there's connective tissue from sales, from solutions architecture, from project management into the managed service center, our NOC, and then our ongoing account management. In working with ARG, we found that we need to have that connective tissue directly with the ARG team too. They can't be, trying to figure out who owns this account and who owns that account. Simple ways that we can make changes that can unify how we do business, affecting our partners and affecting, most importantly, that end user experience. Next, we took a look at how do we build data points that can provide customers with the most important data available to know how their applications are running. So keep in mind, you got all this data, these networks, but you got it there to run applications that are critical to running your business. And so we want to make sure that we are providing you with the information available, or the information that's relevant for how your applications are running, and more importantly, what's interfering with the ability for your applications to run at the highest performance. So we have a lot of SD-WAN platforms. I'm sure everybody here is pretty familiar with the technology. It's a really great technology. How exciting when we went to being able to run redundant connections and failover and all that cool stuff. And there's a lot of data available within the SD-WAN platforms. Also a lot of data available within your security and your firewalls. But unfortunately, a lot of the data is in snapshots that are disparate snapshots. And then the data doesn't always correlate with what's happening from a service provider perspective. So last year, we undertook a project. We started actually the conception of it about 1.5 years ago, and last year we started the development of a platform to extract data from all of the devices that are out at our customers' premises. The other thing, I love SD-WAN, but a lot of times you're a network provider, but you might not be the SD-WAN provider. We have a really great customer with ARG, and Red River is actually the SD-WAN provider. So I know I look like a fighter in that picture, but I'm actually a yoga teacher. And so I kind of think to myself, how do we coexist? Like, this isn't all about winning or losing, like I'm the king of the mountain, I put my box out there. So we built a program that actually can extract information from platforms. I have a really large 2,500 location retail chain that's running all my network services and then running Meraki with another service provider. And boy, I get kind of the beatdowns when that service goes down, but I don't get visibility as easily because I don't have the SD-WAN. And especially as you get into cost-effective stuff like cable modems and wireless backups and things like that, you lose even a little bit of the visibility you might have on fiber. So we actually built a creative way through these new platforms we're building with a data lake of intelligence where we can extract data not only from devices that we're managing, but from devices that are being managed on the customer prem by maybe a third party. We bring that data into a data lake and we assess the data and we determine actions to make sure that the services are running continuously for the customer and we're resolving any issues that may occur 24 hours. So this platform is called Nitel IQ, and it's available and it allows us to be the best possible service provider regardless if I provide you with the smart box. And so I don't want to fight. I don't want to arm wrestle because I want to coexist. And so I want to coexist with your network, with what you're managing as an end user customer, and I want to coexist with any third party that you've chosen to do business with. And this platform allows us to do that. It also allows us to correlate the data in our system where we're able to show what the service history's been and give you like kind of plain English summaries of all your ticket data. So we're building more and more use cases within this platform. And we're just really excited about it. The platform is called Nitel IQ. One of the reasons it's called IQ is because it does have machine learning. So as we build our use cases, we're also going to be building machine learning that will allow us to recommend corrective action, whether that corrective action is on our side or maybe it's corrective action we are bringing forward with regards to something we see on another device. So we're really excited about that, and that's all about how we prioritize where we spend our time, where we spend our money, and where we apply resources based on customer feedback. And so I always think that's kind of one of those just kind of let it go. And we don't always have to be the smartest person in the room. We just have to be the person who really listens and hears what is important to the customer and is committed to solving the problems that the customers are struggling with. So that is my story of Nitel, and I'm really appreciative of being here today. Thank you so much for listening.